Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Apex Online Racing is back at it again for the final time here today in the very beautiful Watkins, Glen. Welcome to the home of America. Welcome to one of the most prestigious circuits in the world. Joining me in the comments today, the two legends. We're back together. It's Sue, it's Vectro. Hello, gents.
Good evening. So, oh, my phone's still on. Oh dear. Let's turn that off.
Let's turn the phone off. Well, we're here, fun around the championship already. It has been decided. Last time out, though, we weren't here, but we had a shock, didn't we, Sue?
Yeah, for the one time we weren't here, Skull went out and won a race, and he's actually, I think, the first PS4 Elite driver to win a race on a pad, which is quite impressive. Very impressive, actually. So,
yeah, so that
really good job by him.
Shows everyone that even some of the most intriguing drivers in the world can bring up surprises.
Absolutely.
I'd like to mention, by the way, that Tony has got a quality ban, by the way, due to incidents in the last round, which we didn't know about. So you know
he's also changed his car, I've seen, because normally he was in the Mercedes.
Yes, he's gone in the Audi, genuine parts.
Yeah, he changed it last round. So, because he asked to do it, so no issues there. But CJ was crowned champion last race out. He's 45 points clear at the top of the championship over Cryptic. And of course, the maximum point score each weekend is 37. So, even if he doesn't score, he's still going to win it by quite a margin.
Indeed, crosses the line, he's cutting the P8. Let's see where he goes. He does go up to P1 there by 20 seconds. Great lap from him.
9/10. As Goonie takes second. Oh!
And now, Cryptic takes second away from him by 32,000. Very close field here today. Ethan lying him down there in P4. Didn't look like he hooked the lap up there, being just 2 seconds down. Jam as well, 2 seconds down. So some of the drivers struggling. It looks like Skull's gone off, by the way. A bit of damage on the rear right, it looks like. Manny D, P7.
Yep.
Man struggles to miss the bottle job. Let's see, will he do anything better today? Marty up to P8.
Yeah, not the best turnout, not gonna lie, but it's the final round of the season, so drivers taper off once the championship's decided. So that's what happens. That's what happens.
Indeed, that is what happens. Double A. Let's see what he can do. Crosses the line. He's P10 right now. Hasn't set a lap time. Does he go up? P8.
Right. So, Skull had to go in and repair damage, obviously, because his cars are going to be more cleaned up now. 20 seconds off the pace currently, so I'm sure he can go faster than that.
Yeah, I'm sure he can find at least 15 seconds of it.
Yeah. He's coming into the end of the first sector.
Into the bus stop.
Is it? It's not called the bus stop on my thing, but it's actually called the inner and outer loop. So, do your research, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, this is a tricky little area of the circuit as well. It's the light, the shade comes across. I did some practice earlier on this corner here. Very easy to lose the rear end. Expect there to be trouble around there, and what's out for turn 1 as well, and almost difficult because it dips down. It's off cambered as well. The run up the hill has seen plenty of incidents and accidents in the past, so anything can happen here. Skull a little bit on the grass there, so tends to think the tyre's not warmed up exactly. In the background there's Double A catching it in very quickly. Skull's been saying he's struggled quite a lot through these corners. Massive tank slapper there. If we go on board of Skull actually into this last 2 corners, you can really kind of see where he struggles. The light you see gets out of the way there. That's Double A coming through, I believe. There he goes. One of them is Double A. Last corners. There comes the sun behind you as he comes through the crest here. Especially the sun's so low. You can't see it here, but you can just see on the left that the sun's so blinding for some of the drivers. Us in the comments box don't get to see how blind it is, but in practice, it is very difficult to see.
CJ has improved on his lap time, by the way. The gap is now almost 3/10 to Cryptic. But Cryptic is going faster.
Yeah, Cryptic flying. Let's see what he can do. He's just coming down to the braking zone. 4th last corner. Chucks it in there. reprofiled in recent years, and now he comes through easy as a whistle. just 3.4 litres of fuel in that car. Comes through about 140 kilometres an hour, as close as you like to the wall. Blast into the second last corner. This looks like it could get pole position, or provisional pole. One's a little bit wide there. Break it down into third gear, build the speed back up. Now for the last corner, what can he do? He's a little bit wide there, but let's see what he can do. Can he get that front row? Can he do it? He needs to find 2 tenths. Yes, he can, and displaces his rival by 2 tenths per second.
Great lap.
But what is CJ up to? He's coming through that area of the circuit. The number 63. Bit of a slide there. Struggling a little bit on the tyre presses, it looks like, through the last 2 corners. A little wide again. Looks like he's a bit nervous on that front end.
Yeah, he looks a bit tentative on turning, maybe just tyre temps and what not. But this could be a good improvement. I just can't see the splits. Very committed into that right-hander.
Riding.
Let's see if he's improving. Comes across the line, and that was not an improvement for him.
Even up to third, by the way, and that's an impressive lap from him. And he puts him just 1.1 seconds off the pace.
Yep.
Just how dominating these top 2 are. It's almost like Mercedes in the real F1, circa 2014 or 15 at least. There's much of a battle there, but let's jam. He's coming up behind. That looks to be a car going off into the wall nearly there. And there it is. There is Jam.
Whoa.
But Double A and Carl now into P4 and Double A into P5. So Jamie has lost out on 2 positions there.
Indeed, he's down on that lap as well, so it looks to be a struggle. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in qualification here for the final round of it. So far, looking like Cryptic and CJ are on the front row. Ethan in P3, ahead of Carl, Double A, Jam, Baguni, Matt, and then Marty, Scold and Tony. Scold having a miserable time so far today. Let's hope he can find some time down there. There he is. He's coming through a little long right-hander down into the tricky complex of left, very long left into a very long right. It's really part of the circuit. Let's see what his split times are when they come up. But he's looking comfortable down there so far on this lap.
Yeah, he's just coming into the section that's actually named after a shoe. He's coming through the toe. This is the boot. He's up by 1.6.
1.6 up.
He's coming along the boot. P7. And then into the heel. That's because they named it after, because it kind of shaped like a shoe. You can kind of see it on the mini-map.
Cryptic is not going to improve, by the way, and Ethan also not. Carl and CJ still has a chance.
Yeah, they do. Not really come.
Oh, CJ, I think CJ might.
He's got a lap to do.
Yeah.
He's got 1 more lap in.
I can just say as well that Ethan is the only Porsche in the top 5 at the moment.
Let's see, he might be in the top 5. Can Skull join him up there as well? Is it going to be glory? Is it going to be for broke? Let's see. It's for 6th. He doesn't make the top 5, but it is just missing out by just under a 10th.
Carl into 3rd.
Yep, Carl up to 3rd. Great lap for him. Goonie as well. He's got a lap to improve as well. He's currently P8. Matt P9 is having a horrible time as well. Struggling there in that mustard livery. Marty through the last 2 corners. That's what he can do. He's currently P10. Let's see, the Mercedes are lighting up. The rear tyres. Through he comes to the line. Can he improve?
Yes.
No. Just a little bit low.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, one position. Matt down to 10th. Where is CJ on his lap? He's coming through as well in the background.
I think Matt's backed out of his lap. It seems like he's kind of half throttling.
Yep.
Yes, he has.
All right.
So it's all done, CJ. Let's see what he can do then in the final race. In his home race as well. He's in the wall as well, and that's well and truly done. He's going to be livid of that one.
Yeah.
Now he's back to the pit lane.
Right, Goonie across the line. Can he improve? Slightly.
No, he cannot. Yeah, slightly. Not enough. Misses out just for 7th place. By the way, look at how close it is between Scald and Jamie. 0.003 of a second.
Wow. Yeah. He kind of knew that when CJ was coming out of that corner, he just knew he was going into that wall. It's so easy to make a mistake there, run wide, hit that wall. So then,
Well, nonetheless, Cryptic is going to get pole position here, and that is well and truly what he wanted to do here. The championship may be over, but for glory, it most certainly isn't. So Cryptic and CJ line up on that first row, with Carl and Ethan on row 2. Double A and Skull line up on row 3, of Jam and Goonie following behind. Behind them, Marty and Maddie, so 2 M's down there, and Tony, with that quality ban, will start at the back. Here, in the final, in Watkins Glen. Not in the UK though.
yeah, no, certainly not. That seems to be a glitch that's carrying on a little bit. Every track is currently in the UK.
Indeed. Oh, let's see, look, Cryptic versus CJ only just beating each other there, but they've got a massive amount between the rest of the field, so it's going to be interesting here today then. What are these drivers going to be doing then? 35 of the finest laps altogether. 34 discounting the formation lap, and let's see what the drivers can do. Is it going to be a clean one? Well, we'll only find out in due course.
Yeah, it's also a twilight race, I think goes into the night, from what I can see, because they all have their lights on. So it might interesting dynamic to that. And it is an all Lamborghini top 3 and pretty much top 5, and Ethan is the only Porsche in there.
The Lamborghini well and truly dominating so far today, and it looks to be, of course, a one-stop potentially. All the drivers on the hard tyres as well. Some drivers might try the softs out. I know Skull said he might try it out, so we'll find out if he does. We definitely know the top guys most certainly be on the hards.
Yep. So, just waiting for the formation lap to begin. And we'll get underway.
It seems that we have a bit of an issue here. Apparently, mandatory pit stop has been turned off.
Oh,
So you might see 0 stops in this race, actually.
Probably not, because it will be policed as to who came into the pit lane. We'll have to see anyway.
A bit of confusion in the chat. But we believe all the drivers, well, they should have to pit between lap 5 and lap 30. So we'll keep an eye on that one. People in the chat all organising each other. Here we go then. The formation lap then for the final time here in GT3. And it's going to be Cryptic who's going to be rolling off the grid. The 5 lights come on. Wait 5 seconds and then they'll be rolling away from the grid. One by one. And away they go.
Okay, so Cryptic leads the way from CJ. He managed to stop his rival from taking pole position in his home race. So CJ lines up 2nd, Carl lines up 3rd, Ethan lines up in 4th, then Double A in 5th, Skull 6th, Jam 7th, Goonie 8th, Marty in 9th, Maddie D in 10th, and Tony rounds out the grid in P11 in the Audi.
Indeed, a fine little lineup here today. All these drivers have been here since round about round 1. They've driven beautifully. Remember, round 1 we saw this massive battle between Matt and Ollie. Ollie's no longer here, Matt remains. He was at the front at the beginning, finishes it, down the back it looks like. And Quali, see what they can do in the race. One of the big surprises of the season is Scott, of course, winning a race. Definitely a surprise. Definitely no. Never count out Tony right down the back. We've seen some of the drives he's made. Hopefully this time he'll finish the drive he'll make.
He's got a few pole positions, I think. I think at Donington he got a pole position. So, unfortunately, a driver who is sometimes prone to mistakes, a few spins cost him the race there. And let's hope he will have a clean run this time, and maybe we'll see him come back up the field.
Yeah, luckily, though, it looks like there's been no injuries on the formation. Now, remember the last few rounds, we've had a little bit of calamities, a bit of issues. Bit of drama on the formation lap. Looks to me like they're all going to get the formation lap cleanly this time, and Cryptic will lead them away. Marty down the back there, a P number 9. Here we go then, on board of Ethan. He had a mysterious issue around Spain where he had a controller issue, I think, that messed with the steering wheel. It looks like it's all mended today. Skull sitting there as well. Wonder what he'll do in this race with the drivers as well. The eyes are on the prize. The championship may be over, but who's going to win here in the final race and take the honour of finishing this beautifully legendary series off in the best way it did? It started in drama. Will it end in drama? That's the crucial question. Coming through the last few corners, and we'll find out who is going to be the one who's going to win in America. Started in America, finishing in America. As they come through the last corner, the flag is ready to be dropped. The car's ready to go then. 2 by 2, just like Noah's Ark. And here we go, look. The flag is ready to be dropped, and we're about to go underway in the final race. First in America, last in America, and Cryptic blasted off the grid there. TJ left trailing behind as he head towards turn number 1, but beautiful start from Cryptic. CJ under pressure from Cole down the inside. A bit of contact there. It's well. He's off into the wall. He's in the wall, and now they're going to be going side by side. This could get messy up the hill now. Luckily, no contact. Well, no major crash there. And Cole taking. And TJ's in the wall again, it looks like. He's struggling, dropping back down the field. Torrid time to him, but Ethan is second
Ethan
now.
and Skull are second and third at the moment.
Fantastic.
Oh, God!
Oh, massive crash here. He's off into the wall. Collected there, Matt involved there. It looked to me like if one of the Mercedes got caught up in that as well.
Wow, that was a huge crash. Massive impact, but Cryptic leads from Ethan, and Skull is up 3 places from where he began.
Incredible start there. It looked like Goonie got involved in that as well as one of the other cars. I think Tony involved, but CJ pitched around down the straight there. What on earth happened there? It just looked like hooking with another car, and round it went. And that is not the way he wanted to finish. And Skull challenging Ethan here, I think. Trying around the outside. Now, once that, we're going to see Cole have a little look around the outside as well. Skull covers him off, but he's going to have down the inside now. Still can't do it there. Brave of it, though. Skull looks like he's got the best start so far. But CJ, horrible way to start the final race.
Yeah, and we do know that CJ is going to be off to the PC tier next year, so it wouldn't be a nice way to round out his PS4 career. But
off the road.
The end of lap 1, it's Cryptic who leads. Ethan second, Skull all over him in third, and Carl dropped back a little bit there. He's lost 1 position off the start. So Skull really capitalised off that start there.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's gone on the soft tyres, you know. Matty D gets a mega run on Tony here. He's going to go down the inside up the hill. Very brave stuff here as he runs side by side. Up they come. And Tony just has the line though, but Matt might get a better exit though as they come down the straight into the inner and outer loop. There's Skull going through there, chased by Cole, chased by one of the other cars as well, but Tony and Matt running through perfectly as well. And Matt looks like he's got an advantage so far. Marley a bit struggling. There is CJ right down the back. Meanwhile, this battle for second, third and fourth are heating up. That's Ethan, Skull, and then there's Mr. Cole. And Skull a little bit on the grass there. Cole having a little look, but Ethan looks like he's not getting away so far.
Yeah, no, he's kind of caught behind. Well, he's not caught behind anything, actually. I was looking at the wrong car, but yeah, he doesn't seem to be getting away, and the car's having a look. But yeah, there's no love lost between Ethan and Skull in the final race. I think they're just going to go full out and race each other hard.
Up front though, Cryptic leads away.
Oh, Carl's got
Skull
through.
Skull. Yeah, Skulls went wide. He's lost the rear, it looked like. And that is Ethan's buffer now off the track. Let's see if Skull can get it back low. He's pretty good up this last corner. Let's see a nice long toe down the straight, but we know the Lamborghini's got superior grip. He's also got his teammate just ahead of him as well, so it's going to be difficult into turn number 1. But just can't do it there, and going back to that into on lap number 1. Very big mistake from Cole, but Skull, he's definitely looking at it right now to come up the hill. He's very close. Very, very, very close. He's almost pushing him. Move over, he says, and off into the wall. Just about hits it. He's just very lucky he didn't get too much damage from that. Down the straight they come, and Skull now stuck at the back behind A very, very beautiful Lamborghini who very much looks like he's struggling here. Just look behind. Double A catching as well. As Cole starts to look his eyes in front of him.
Yep. So it's really, really heating up now. And Cryptic has already gained a buffer of over 2 seconds over these guys, and we've got this little battle behind between Goonie, then Double A, and Jam's just behind. Tony's there as well. Matty D's behind, and CJ's down the back, a full 40 seconds behind these guys.
Looks to me like Cole's really starting to get Ethan by the neck here. Ethan's struggling there, tank slapping through the corner. He looks like he's kind of a bit under pressure here right now. Look at Cole, he's flying. You remember, he did come back through the field from a horrible race a few races ago. Scott, I think, just tapped the wall slightly there. Highland, that is, oh dear, Marley out. CJ got a penalty.
Yeah, let's check how much that is. Probably 2-3 seconds, maybe.
It's a 2 seconds.
Oh,
he's hit the wall again.
Right.
Really starting to struggle now.
Yeah. So of course, Carl is a 2-time winner in GT3 Elite. So it's going to be a hard fight between himself and Ethan, I think.
Indeed, the gap only 0.3 of a second. There is Cryptic. There is Ethan. There is Carl. He's got a beautiful exit here, but it's really difficult to do it down into this loop section. He comes from a long way back. He thinks about it there, but in the end, that would only end in tears and formalities there. But he has to back off. We'll try again. Let's see what he can do, though. Carl, all he's got to do now is just wait. He knows he's quicker. Just try and pressurize Ethan into any kind of mistake, but also Ethan, it looks like he's trying to back him into Scold a little bit here. Scold has caught right back up again, so this is interesting between these guys. And a little dive there from Carl. Has to back off it again there. If he keeps what he's doing, he could hit Ethan, but Ethan knows what he's doing. He's blocking very bravely there. So, you know, try down the inside. You can try around the outside if you want. He is going to go around the outside then. That's going to be brave. Have to back off again. And this is allowing Skull to catch up, and these three look like they're going to have a little bit of a ding-dong battle now.
Yeah, this is a really, really tactical battle now, because this is now the widest Porsche Carl's ever had to deal with. Ethan's just placing his car very nicely just to frustrate Carl and restrict where he's going to go. Skull had a mistake back there, actually, because he dropped a mile back there.
Yeah, we got the card. Cole's got another beautiful exit there. Look at this. Cole might have a go on Ethan, but Ethan's got a straight line speed still.
Yeah, Carl might try a little lunge. He's super late on the brakes, but again, he needs just flashing his lights a little bit. I don't think he meant that, but there you go.
Yep. Of course, light flashing is restricted. Ethan, though, just seeing ahead here, but I don't know how long that's going to be, though. He gets a mega exit this time around. He's a lot closer this time as well. Is he close enough to make a pop into the chicane? Don't think so. Has to sit behind again, but he is really starting to pressurize him right now.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see Carl has got a better pace, but Ethan doing his best to defend. By the way, Tony in. That's a really early stop. It's not scheduled, I think.
Yeah, must have hit the wall or something there. Either that, it's on lap 6, so he might just be trying to get out of the way and go straight to the end of the race. Polo, really, as we go on board of him here, opening the throttle up, but up front, 3.3 seconds now is Cryptic. If Cole can get past Ethan, which we believe he surely has an opportunity to try and pass him here. Not an if, but a when will he try and pass him, because we know he looks like he's got the better pace so far, and then he's got Cryptic up the road, and by the pace he's got, looks like he might start catching him if he get past this Porsche. Having to go a bit defensive here, a bit of weaving there down the straight. All fair and, well, very fair indeed, as Carl still trying to pass, but Ethan blocking, like you said, Sue, the widest Porsche you'll ever see, because he's blocking. Talk about blocking, there's a giant Mercedes battling.
There's a retirement.
And yes, there's a retirement.
That's CJ. CJ's gone.
Yeah, he's out of the final race.
Oh, Carl's got a good run there.
It's a good run here, but this is where Ethan could just slightly lift off the pace here. slow him down just enough. They give him dirty, yes, so he just can't pass him. But he is very close this time. This is the closest he's been down the straight. Easy got the run this time, though. It doesn't think so. He's going to pull to the inside, but Ethan pulls the inside as well, forcing him to the outside. Can he do it on the outside?
What
the
a
inside of the
move!
next corner. And he's done it there. Down the inside of the loop section. And Ethan probably shocked there more than we are. Beautiful move.
I was not expecting him to do that. Wow.
Wow. That is not possible normally. Oh, there's a car off as well. That's double A. Double A is off.
Double A, yeah, he's dropped out of the chicane. I've seen that before. I think you've seen that before, Vector, a few times, getting it wrong out of that chicane.
Yeah, I flew into the barriers there once. Not fun.
Not funny at all. I remember that very well. There's Ethan, though. He's going to try and come back at him, potentially. We've got Carl in the chat, by the way, talking, so might be a penalty there. Pretty certain you're not allowed unless it's just he's got his mic on. Pretty certain that is a little distraction, but
maybe just celebrating that beautiful move he did just then.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone make a move there around the outside.
Yeah, nevertheless, up the inside either. It's such a difficult place, but he had a mega run and just had a little pop, just went down the inside there, moved the curb a little bit, but easy enough said. And now Ethan's going to have to look behind because he's got Scold all over him as well.
Yeah, and this will be a really hard-fought battle because it's for the podium. So both of these guys will want a podium. Ethan has one podium, no
Scold
win.
has two.
Yeah, and a win, of course. Double A in.
And double A in, so we did hit the wall then in the end.
Matt has also got a penalty. That's 1 second for him.
Yeah, 1 second for Matt, and that's also not what we want to see. We're already having a horrible time since about midway through, hasn't he? Matt's already dropped off the pace.
Oh, Carl's got a penalty.
Carl's got a penalty as well. That must be a 2 second, maybe even a 1 second penalty. Let's see.
2 seconds, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's crucial. That could be crucial at the end of the race. If the two Porsches of Thomas, Ethan and Scott stay with him to the end of the race, that may play a big role.
Yeah.
And even if Carl has got the pace to challenge Cryptic.
Yeah. As well, I was just thinking as well, with CJ out, if the championship had been closer, that would have been one of the biggest shocks all season, is CJ retiring, because he hasn't actually DNF'd from any race at all this season apart from this one.
Yeah, it is a shock and a surprise. I wasn't expecting that fact. I thought he'd retired. I think he retired in another race, but maybe not.
No, he did not.
He did bottle the pit entry once, but it wasn't a retirement.
But just think about it. He's managed to win the championship even by DNFing in the final round and not winning for 4 rounds, because he won all 5 rounds in the opening stint.
And that really does show.
Oh,
Ethan made a
Ethan has
mistake
gone
there,
wide.
and Scold has a massive opportunity now of displacing his teammate and long-term rival here. Is Scold close enough here to make a move? He's on the curb. He's a little bit too far back as Ethan just got ahead. I presume no team order between these two, so it's fair and square between them. Into the chicane, and Ethan runs a bit deep there. Scold running a little more cautiously here. Now, the question is, though, between these two, do they end up getting a bit too aggressive, or do they play it cool, knowing they've got 3rd and 4th? And it looks very comfortably 3rd and 4th. They've got a big gap to Goonie behind. Do they battle, or do they just keep the positions? Scold looks like he's very much on the opposite of what I said, and pushing as hard as he can.
Double A in again.
Yeah, not going well for him. So now, these are some of the closest cars we have on track here between Ethan and Scold, which would be, I think, an exciting battle, because we had Manny D and Ollie D go side by side in round 1, and now we have Scold and Ethan going side by side in the last round. So here we go.
Yeah, 2 Porsches versus 2 Porsches. 1 in the first, 1 in the last. Let's see which is going to come out top between these two. Scold looks like he's got the pace right now. He looks like he's kept care of his tyres a bit more, because now he's really on the charge. Ethan looks like he might be struggling a little bit here. She's flipped to Ethan there, and there is that beautiful livery as he comes down towards turn number 1. Scold again, getting closer. Bit of a lock up there. And that corner always a bit deceiving there. Ethan makes a mistake into turn number 1, but Scold can't do a lot about that either. And he just has to sit behind and wait his turn. We'll find out soon.
Again.
The wall there. Little bump. I think he got away with that.
Well, you can't do that too much because he has hit the wall more often. If that causes damage, his race is over.
Yeah, it's caused a bit of
you can see his bumper on the right side, a bit of a gap, so he's got a bit of damage.
But is it enough to cause him a lot of grief? If it's not the tyre he's hit, then he'll get away with it. You can see, look how dark it's getting in the cockpit there, especially through the kind of tinted visor up the top. Makes it look a lot darker than it actually is. Of course, that is the job of it. It's going to get late in the game now. I think it's around about 8-9 PM in game time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, roughly.
Darker.
Just noticed as well.
We cannot check the time.
I think Skuld and Ethan are on different strategies because Skuld has got 10 litres less fuel than Ethan has. So
also pushing very hard.
So I think Skuld needs to push a bit more, get past Ethan, and try and build a gap. So because he's going to have to come in earlier.
He shouldn't push too much because he was pushing the track limits as well, and that can cause some penalty.
They very much can, and we don't want to see that. We don't want to see penalties there, but Ethan now opened the gap. Juni slightly catching now a little bit, 4.2 seconds, so he's very slowly edging towards him. There is Jam, stuck behind Juni. Let's see what those can do. There's Matt, and he's having kind of a little drive. That's Wednesday drive, shall we say. There's Tony, and double A down the back.
Yeah,
he's made 2 stops already, and he's about to get left for Cryptic.
There he is. And Ethan and Skuld still close together. And Skuld's really pushing to get past his teammate here. I know they race in a party with. They also have. I think they also bring in another guy to spot for them, as well. Which is,
yep, they do.
Which is useful to tell others tell them when other guys are in the pits, etc.
But the 2 teammates still together, 183, and I think it's 184, I think.
Yeah, 183. Oh, it makes sense if they're 2 differing numbers, 1 apart. And the opposite liveries. Complete opposites.
184.
Yep. We're about to go on to lap 12 of 35. So about a quarter of the way through this race.
And the current order is Cryptic leads Cole just by 4 and a bit seconds. And there's Ethan and Skuld running 3rd and 4th. Goonie and Jam, Matt, Tony and Double A. We've lost 2 people from this race so far. And that was CJ we lost earlier on. I believe we lost someone else as well.
Skuld.
Yeah, Marty. We've lost Marty.
Yeah, Marty. Just say Skuld is actually faster than anybody on track at the moment because he's faster than everybody in front of him currently.
The lap times are really similar, all within the 44s, within the top 4 cars.
Yep, Skuld was 0.6 of a second faster than Ethan last lap round, but he just can't find a way past.
Indeed, he's just stuck. The dirty air really building up. Even in these GT3 cars, dirty air is still a thing. A bit wide. Luckily, though, as they come down into the, I believe that's the toe and down towards the hill. And he definitely looks like he's trying his hardest, but passing around this circuit is difficult unless you are Cole. I'm talking about Cole. His protege, the one who's trying to catch, is up the road, and there is Double A, who's right down the back.
Yep. So He's a lap down. Cryptic about to start lap 13. These two guys still... Looks like Skull dropped a bit back that lap. I think he lost a bit in that middle sector. Just check the laps this time by. Yeah, Carl, he's on it. 43.7.
Yeah, it looks like the gap's now 4 and a bit seconds still, so he's trying to bring it down. But how long is it going to take for it to come down? Well, if he keeps at the pace he's doing, it should take about 20 odd laps, and well, that'll put us into prime example coming to the end. Cryptic finally passes. Double A took a long time.
Double A, of course, also really good pace, so but Cryptic seems to run away from him at the moment.
And then his teammate Cole coming up.
Yeah, so needs to get past the next car.
Yeah, the gap between Ethan and Scott is now more than a second, so what's happened there?
God, no, we've got to slow down Pante around the chicane. That could have been what happened there, and he starts to slow down a little bit.
The blade's gone off, or it's slowed down. Has he hit the wall?
Either going off the road there, or he's just getting out of the way of the drivers.
Yep, I think he's just getting out of the way. Yep, I think it was just easier just to back off up the hill. And these two are getting close, actually, Goonie and Jam. So we can see Jam and Goonie battle it out a little bit because he's a little bit quicker each time, chipping away at the gap. And the gap up front is coming down a little bit. It just flitted into 3.9 that time. As you can see, Carl is lapping quicker. So it could get interesting. And Skull and Ethan, yeah, Skull had a really poor lap that time. 44.4 for Ethan versus a 45.7 for Skull. And these guys are lapping a little bit slower than that back here. And Matty D is on his own back here. And
Double A is third pit stop. It's third pit stop in this race. Well, he's done his mandatory pit stop, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so obviously...
The curse of the devil is really working, isn't it? 666. That is pretty much...
a little bit forward, there you go.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
there you go.
Oh.
There we go.
Well, obviously he did hit the wall up the hill then.
Yeah. Looks like a Cryptic still getting that gap even though. To Cole, he does have that 2-second time penalty. So what he has to do is get...
He's retired. Double A's out of the race.
Yeah.
Double A has ran out of his batteries.
I can just say...
So he needs to upgrade to Triple A.
I'll just say as well, we have a press release from CJ, and he was saying that he thinks he was taken out by Matty D down towards that section of the inner and outer loop. So, you may see an inquiry about that potentially.
From my perspective, it looked like it was one of the Mercedes or got into it. It might have been Marty. Looked potentially he got into him.
Yeah.
It was a Mercedes on the inside when the contact happened, and it was definitely hit. So it's difficult to say what happened. That's to be investigated into, but looked by me and Ethan in the pit lane.
On the
Marty
double
was
stopping.
involved. Double stack. Then so they're gonna follow each other then. So strategy-wise, very interesting.
Yeah, well, thankfully in GT3 they can have their own separate pit boxes rather than in F1, but they have to share the same one.
Which would have been very awkward between the pair of them. Then down the pits lane. Come in a few seconds. Still looks like he's already stopped the car, I think. In his pit box, I think he's just behind as well. Probably coming back out actually, so my mistake.
It might have just only been for the mandatory pit stop. Just get in and get out and try to win time that way.
Oh,
maybe.
That is clever. But is it allowed? Can you do that? Can you drive through the pit lane and then come back out?
Without stopping.
Does it count as a pit stop? I wonder.
I do think he stopped though.
Maybe.
He might have just missed it.
Must have been like a 1 meter field. It didn't look like he stopped at all, but
maybe so. Maybe you're right. It could have been just come in, a little bit of fuel, splash and dash and go.
Well, whatever it was, a very quick pit stop from those two. The Cryptic and Cole leading 1 and 2 from Goonie and Jam, Matt, Ethan, Stoll and Tony. Only 8 drivers in this race so far. We've lost 3 of them so far. One of them, the chap, CJ, wiped out by someone. You can't say who it is, but potentially it was contact with Matt.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of bumping between them, but it just looked like a bit of a strange accident from what I saw. There, just had a look at it back. It looked like a little bit of a slight bump, but there you go. Goonie is in.
But one thing I have noticed, you saw the Mercedes of Marty heavy damage that may have caused his retirement. It may have. He was also involved in that incident.
Yeah, he definitely was involved with it, as I noted. So.
Yeah,
another splats and dash there.
Yeah, he put in 0.9 of a litre of fuel, so just a litre of fuel and go. So obviously that's what Scald and Ethan did.
Indeed, must have been so quick that we didn't even notice it in the cameras.
Yes.
Well, this indicates that the tires are holding on really well, and that the tire stop isn't necessary on this track.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan is starting to put the pressure on a little bit and open that gap as well.
Yeah, he's got the push on, and so has Carl, because he's brought that gap under that 4-second mark. There's now 3.8. So he's lapping quickly. Actually, Skull, did we mention this? Skull, I think, has a penalty.
Yep, we did mention that.
Right. I was checking the replay on my phone.
We certainly mentioned it. He's got a 1 second time penalty.
Matty D got 3 seconds.
Yep, Matty D penalised. Might have another one after this, we'll never know, we'll find out. But controversy here. It's coming to hard through this race, by the way, lap 16 of 35. And things are starting to calm down a little bit now.
Yep, we're in the last half of the race, so it's the next lap by. Well, we're on lap 17, so we're at the halfway point now, roughly. Cryptic and Carl still, well, Cryptic, Carl, Jam and Maddie all yet to stop. So
Jam has stopped, Maddie still has to stop indeed. Even Scott also stopped really fast. Goonie also stopped, and Tony, I think he also stopped for damage.
Yeah, lap 1, I think.
Yeah, hits on that one with damage, was caught up in that pile up. Luckily though, that it wasn't as wasn't as bad as normal some accidents we've seen so far this season. So very fortunate for the drivers behind that there wasn't a sidetrack or someone wasn't a bit closer and just sidetracked CJ, because that could have ended up in a lot of a worse situation than it actually did.
Well, I don't think we're going to see a worse accident than Turn 1 Indianapolis, where Cryptic was on his roof.
Yeah. CJ, by the way, says he doesn't really care about the inquiry. It's the final race.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame to get knocked out in the final round in the final race in PS4 for himself, of course. As, from what I know, he's heading off to the PC tier next year.
Indeed. And for the reigning champion and the current champion, who knows what the future can hold. It's a pleasure being in company of CJ, such a brilliant driver, one of the fastest people I've seen all round, and I have to say, hats off to him. And unfortunately, sometimes it happens in the final races of people's career, especially the PS4 career, over for now. But opportunities opening up for him over on the PC, so I suppose King and Fizzy might enjoy a little bit of racing from him.
Yeah. Which, of course, if Cryptic stays on it, with CJ off to the PC tier, it leaves the GT3 Elite tier wide open, because CJ has won the last 2 championships.
Indeed, Madden as well. Takes his one and only stop, bit more fuel, bit of a stalling it in the pit, then gets back out low. And he is on his way then, lap 17 onto lap 18 there, and Tony starting to come through the field a little bit. He's really a bit close to Matt here.
Yeah.
He will come out in front of him, I think. Yeah, he does.
I
Just about.
and they'll be battling. The gap up front is kind of stabilizing.
Yeah, it's staying 4 seconds, but of course they still have to stop. So, how much time will Ethan and Scott gain or lose from that decision?
Yeah, Ethan is 33 seconds off, well 34 now off the lead, and their pace isn't too bad.
They are dropping.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they're doing. The leaders have really put the afterburner on. Cryptic's just on a 43.6, and Carl a 43.9. Only drivers in the 43s.
Yeah, look at the lap times. Look at the lap times. Currently, Scott and Ethan are only losing time to the leaders.
Yeah. Jammed at a 44.7. Let's see what the lap time is this time by for these guys. See how they're doing. And he's on a
45.0.
Yeah, nowhere near.
And a 45.0 as well.
Dead. 45
well,
dead.
Dead. Yeah.
That pleases me a lot. 45.000. So, yeah.
Well. And Cryptic also got a penalty now.
Yeah, he got a penalty, yeah.
So, how much 1 second versus a 2 seconds?
Right. So, Cryptic with a penalty. Jam behind, 22 seconds behind. He's made a stop already, I think you said, Vectro. So, could come into play. And he might sneak in here. He might sneak into a result here.
Yeah, Jammy actually, yeah.
He's 22 seconds off the lead. Could he just snatch the lead off these guys?
Well, do you remember him pitting? Evil, do you think...
No, he hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it.
He hasn't?
No, he hasn't.
I thought I was going mad. But, alright, so Jam hasn't hit yet. And,
he's yet to pit. Let's see. He might pit soon, though. He's staying out for a long while, so he might be trying to do an audacious overcut here. Because he was only about 2-3 seconds off of Skull, so it's going around the same pace.
Look at the last lap of Cryptic, 146.
Yeah,
that's the slowest of
like
everybody. If you discount Matt. So again 45 and 44.6, so they're not lapping that's fast actually.
Yeah, Ethan and Jam, by the way, even on their lap times, pretty much.
Yeah, 200ths. And there's over 10 seconds between them on track. So now lap 20 of 35. And Manny D goes round in 8th position, having a nice Wednesday evening drive. There's Cryptic, and in the background, there's Carl.
Doing a slight twitch, I think, to the corner.
Yeah.
So I'm sliding a little bit.
Let's see what his pace is like versus Cryptic this time by. It's obviously Cryptic's mistake. Ethan and Scald.
While we're looking at the corner. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. There's Scald closed up a little bit, I think.
Yeah, very little bit. He's putting the pressure on a tiny bit. 44.6 compared to 45.0, so he closed up a tiny. But
43.9 versus 44.0.
Absolutely opened the gates of hell right now as Cryptic. And despite losing CJ from this race, it definitely looks to me like Cryptic hasn't lost a beat, and he's going for this win either way, but he's going to get pushed for it. Despite, because Cole only sitting behind as well. It's got a massive mistake out of that last corner. Tank slapper there, and he's a very lucky puppy he doesn't end up in that wall. It's easy enough to drop the car. You can see the nighttime rolling over. Ah, bit of a mistake again. He's really looks like he's getting a bit loose here. Rear left tyre potentially warming up a bit too much.
Yeah, tire wear isn't that bad on this track, I think, but it looks like he's struggling at the moment.
And you can see,
Yeah, maybe the
you can see how much input he's going to have to put on the steering wheel each time he goes through the corner because he's on the pad. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inputs to get it to turn.
Amazing that he won a race last week. Really astonishing.
Yeah. And
if we compare that to Ethan as well, with his driving as well, you can see it's a lot more smoother, it's a lot more gentler than Skull as well, a lot more just jabby at the controller as well. That's just one of the traits a controller user has. You can see nice and gentle here if you get a Skull. Very much jabbing a little bit, he's got full lock.
Yeah, that's just, there's no in-between on the controller, you can't go half lock. It's either full lock or no lock on the controller. So Ethan obviously is running on a Logitech G29 like myself, so it can be a lot smoother. When I say smooth on a G29, it is a little bit rough because of the helical gears, but obviously your steering inputs are very, very smooth compared to a controller.
Oof,
it looks like Scott is or lagging, which is not good for his internet stability, or he's got a problem with his car.
Maybe. Yeah.
Looks like a little bit of lag potentially.
Just,
By the way, the gap in front,
yeah.
look at it, it's dropping a bit.
It's very slightly, 4 tenths that lap. It's coming down, but is it coming down quick enough?
Well,
I doubt it, I don't think so at this moment.
Yeah, and just say good evening to David Ben in the chat, of course. Another GT3 racer in the pro tier. Obviously, if he's in the chat, he may have had an accident.
Yes. He may have had a minor shunt, potentially. Find that out as well. Carl, doing his job so far. He's closing up 3.5 seconds the gap. He's closing up with a 2-second time penalty, but Cryptic has a 1-second time penalty adding on top. Jam's still yet to pit, by the way, and he's going on a long, long while.
Yeah.
He's got 10 seconds to...
be doing a 0 stop, potentially?
Well, he's not allowed to do a 0 stop.
I don't think you're not allowed to.
He's going to risk it, like. Would he risk it?
No, you can't risk a 0 stop within the rules, Evil.
That is a good point.
Damn it, man.
He could go against
Why would
the
he
rules,
risk
like.
it? Because we will keep an eye on it. And if he doesn't pit, it will be noticed.
That is a fair point. Well, let's see if he does end up hitting then. Hopefully he does. But the gap between him and Ethan is around about 10 seconds.
Yeah, so he won't make it if he pits us now. He won't stay in that position. He will drop back to 5th at best.
Yeah. So, let's have a look at the points there. In the end, even with CJ's 5 wins in a row, it's still going to be a very, very small margin at the top of the championship at the end. So if CJ had just lost a little bit more points, that could have been a real climax. But yeah, it's going to end up being 7 points. Is how much Cryptic will miss it out in the championship by.
If it finishes the way it is.
If it finishes like this, because the race is not over yet. Which is not sure yet, nothing but sure, because the gap is falling apart.
Yep. So potentially Cryptic's starting to struggle a little bit now. Maybe he's got to think about making a stop because it's under 3 seconds now. But Carl has to pull a second once he gets past to secure his win.
Well, we still have pit stops for these guys, and we all know pit stops can give a bit of trouble sometimes if you're called CJ. So let's hope everything goes right for these guys.
Yeah, and yeah, Ethan's starting to lap quickly now. You can see he did a 44.1, matching Cryptic pretty much that last lap. While Skuld, I think, is just starting to drop way behind. Just check his lap this time by. Ethan comes across to do a little bit wide. I think he had a little rub of the wall there. 44.4, 44.0. Okay, he picked up the pace definitely that time.
Ooh,
Massive
big slide.
That was a huge slide out of that corner. And the only way to save what I found in the original Project Cars anyway, if you have a slide in the control, the only way you can save it is just hold the brake.
Yeah, release the throttle and hold the brake. That is the only way to catch a slide on Project Cars 1 with the controller. That's something I've used in Formula B quite a lot, because otherwise the car's just going.
Yeah, so we're on lap 24 of 35. Top guys have got to start thinking about pit stops now. They're Goonie very wide. So he's got a bit of damage, or it was just a little bit of a mistake on the entry.
Just a bit of a mistake, I think. It's easy to make a mistake over there.
Yeah. So we're about to come to 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go in this race. 10 laps to go in the season. And rounding off season 10. And of course Project Cars 2 isn't done yet, because we still have the 2.4 hours of Le Mans coming up. And I'm not sure, has Evil died? Or is he still here?
I'm still here.
Oh, I thought he died.
I haven't died yet. I will do in a minute though.
I was just mentioning.
Yeah, we have to refresh the share play, so we will take a look at the leader while I'm going to the menu to restart the share play.
Yeah, and of course we're just mentioning 2.4 hours of Le Mans. I think that a few of these guys are actually competing. I know Ethan is. And Maddie D, he's organising it. Oh, he's one of the organisers of it at least. And a lot of drivers. I think I saw there was something like 18, 19 sign-ups in total. So we're almost guaranteed a full grid. It's the second part.
Tony's got a penalty. That's 1 second for him. Maddie has climbed to 4 seconds penalty.
Yeah. But it's the second part of the AOR Triple Crown. Of course, we had the Indy 500 a few months ago at this stage.
Yeah, won by Infinities on PS4.
Yeah, and you getting third.
Second,
sorry.
Yeah, it was second.
Yeah, you were
Definitely
second in the end.
One of the most kinetic races of all time, though, probably.
Yep, and of course PS4
a lot
with
of crashes and a lot of lapped cars, which, yeah, it's the truer spanner in the work sometimes, but, well, it was a really fun race. And I hope next race will be just as fun.
And,
Indeed, and credit by GT3 Soup, isn't it?
Yeah, PS4 were the only tier to do the full distance of 200 laps.
By the way, Carl is dropping back a bit.
Yeah.
He's made a big mistake because he's dropped a full second.
Right, so he's starting to struggle, or he had a mistake somewhere. He had a mistake, of course. Yeah, he's dropped 1.3 in the first sector, as you can see on his lap delta.
He must have gone off around turn 1, then we weren't seeing it.
Yeah, turn 1, we saw the end of it.
Behind. 27 seconds. Jam, who we believe, and I'm 100% certain, is yet to pit.
Could be wrong though, and he could be pulling a masterclass right now.
Yes, he could be pulling a masterclass. I'm 100% certain he has not stopped.
Yeah. But,
Still though, the gap behind is staying quite similar, 9 seconds at this moment, so...
45 dead from Jam.
So when Jam pits, Ethan's on to get his second podium of the season.
Well, don't call scored out yet, because...
No, definitely not.
Of course, the gap is only 2 seconds, and any small mistake can still cost him the podium.
I had to make sure I was right. He did get third place in Donington.
It's getting slowly darker as well.
Yep, the nighttime rolling in.
The season is closing its eyes.
Yeah, and it is cryptic. Leading. But remember, the season started with the sun rising, and it's finishing with the sun setting. Oh,
Oh.
Cole
And a
hits the
wall
wall
tap.
and he's got damage. That is damage that time. That was a hefty impact into that wall. Surely a bit of damage there has been done to the Lamborghini.
Looked like just a little tap to me, but he looked a little bit understeery through there.
Flying out of the car, so maybe got away with not too much damage. The cars can be quite durable. The Lamborghini is very durable. That's very dark. There's a car in there somewhere.
Oh.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay, he did
It's
drop.
what I think, or he's losing his concentration a bit. He's losing his focus, or he has trouble with adapting to the new circumstances because it's getting dark really quickly now.
You need 200% focus then.
Yeah, you need you got to pick out the breaking points in the daytime, and you got to then it becomes muscle memory at night because it gets darker. In some cases, some parts of the track aren't lit, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to see the apex. That was close to the wall.
A bit too close for comfort, so isn't it?
Yeah, but in the E500 we call that a little bit too far out.
Yeah. And if it's Monaco, then definitely a bit too close. Oh, there we go. There's Ethan Skull sitting behind just a second. I mean, he's catching.
Yeah, he went 7 tenths quicker.
Yeah, 7 tenths. So is Ethan starting to struggle a bit more now? He's fading a little bit. Everything's starting to struggle. Skull opening up. He does like driving at the dark. But it's be interesting. No, a bit too close to the wall as well. This driver's really pushing it.
Yeah.
Bit of lag for a second, but back up there as Cryptic still leads with some 7 or 8 laps to go then in this race. Cole in second, Jam third, but potentially yet to stop. Ethan Scold. Then comes Goonie, Tony, and Matt down the back. 4 retirements here today, or 3 to the same.
Yeah. And,
Carl, we lost. We
lost CJ. We got Marty, and we have lost. Who was it?
Double A,
yeah.
We ran out of batteries.
Yeah.
AA batteries, yeah.
Yeah. Scold is mounting the pressure.
Yeah, he's going faster than his best lap. He's really pushing the pressure now.
Yep.
This is for the podium, of course.
5 tenths of a second now. And this is starting to get a little bit close here in Watkins, Glen. We're in the state of New York, of course. The original circuit used to be just past the skyline of New York, actually. You used to be able to see back in the original circuit, but they moved it upstate a little bit, up to here. And this is the second iteration of it. And Cole in the pit lane, so he's going to have one more stop.
Where is he going to come out?
Tyres, you'll come easily ahead of Jam.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he's already made his stop, actually. There we go, it's coming in now.
Let's see what he
Here
goes
he
for fuel. Yeah, a litre of fuel.
And out he comes. A litre of fuel, out he comes. So, bring on stop is, I don't know his seat, and Jam in as well. Jam in, finally. So he has to come in then, so I was right.
And Skull past Ethan.
Skull
past Ethan, yeah. And it had to happen. It had to happen while Carl was coming in the pit lane, and they just decided to do that. Thanks, boys. However, Skull has a penalty, remember?
Yes. Jam's going to come out very close to Goonie, actually, I think.
You can hear the Mercedes. There's the Mercedes.
Be a bit close, but I think he's just going to get ahead though. But he's going to have a bad exit of the last corner. He's a bit slow, but I think just about far enough ahead though.
So Carl trying to go for the undercut on Cryptic. So Cryptic's going to have to push hard.
Ethan! Spun it off of the corner, spun it off the curb, and the pressure's got to him. He's been bested by his teammate. Yet again, a catastrophic mistake for him. And that is the last thing one to do is in the shadow of the night, spinning off the road there, and maybe he's got a bit of damage as well.
In comes Cryptic from the lead.
I don't think he's got damage, he was just spinning on the road. No walls involved there.
Right, now. Does Cryptic have damage? If he does, he probably won't repair it anyway, but here we go. This is for the lead. He needs
with
to get...
5 laps to go.
Yeah, here we go then.
Carl is really close.
That's very close. Cryptic on his way out. Like. This is going to be close.
Is it close enough? Is it close enough?
No, it's not.
I don't think it is. It's not.
No.
But he's won heaps of time now. He's won heaps of time. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that. He's gained like about a second and a half on Cryptic in the stops. This is going to be a real...
Even more. Even more. Look at this.
Yeah, he gained a second and a half. And he's hit the wall.
Oh, and into the wall.
He's won 4 seconds.
He's won a heap of time. How he's done that?
Here we go.
I don't know. But he's close enough. He's just a second. But now, as Cryptic got the pace to open it back up again.
5 laps to go.
Battle for the lead. The top 4 have all penalties.
Yep, because Ethan just got one.
So there are only 2 people in this race about penalties. That is Jam and Goonie. So well done to those 2.
So now, here we go. We have a battle in the last 5 laps of the race. And Cryptic looks like he's struggling to adapt out of the pit lane. He kind of interrupts your rhythm a little bit. Carl's has had a lap to adjust to the conditions, and he's right about on him now. He's 4 tenths behind. This is going to be
incredible pace.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible pace, to be honest. And a bit of a mistake there from Cryptic.
Oh, he's looking.
He's really good. He's having a look down the inside. No, he can't do it there. He had a run. It definitely, like I said, he made a mistake slightly. And straight on it like a cardboard bonnet, and he's flying up to the rear. This is going to get a bit personal between these 2. 5 and a bit laps to go here, and now we have the battle for the lead.
Yep, so Carl gained a massive amount of time in the stops. He gained like 4 seconds almost in the stops. Now he's looking to the inside of the first corner. He's not going to be able to do that. He needs to run out of this corner to try and see if he can get it done nearly at the top of the hill. He needs that run. He's dropped off a little bit, but he just needs to stick in that slipstream as much as possible, because it's equal cars. Tap of the wall again.
The wall again. That's not going to do too much help to the car, but he's only 4 tenths. He needs to close that to about a 10th and a bit. As the dark clouds loom overhead of the night time as well.
Yeah. Well, if Carl had joined earlier in the season, how different would the championship look now?
Are they still battling for second and third in the standings?
Well, actually, currently Skull is currently 3rd in the standings. So Carl is yeah, he's going to jump up to... He's not going to get Skulled. He'll jump up to about 5th or 6th in the championship.
Oh,
but,
Matt and Tony have overtaken each other, by the way.
Yeah,
Tony.
They're battling.
They're going side by side.
Now this could be interesting. He's made the move there, but Matt's coming back straight at him there, and he's got ahead again. It's only up the inside. Matt has to go wide there, and brave stuff for him. It looks like he's got the move done, but Matt might come back at it through the exit of the corner. It looks like he's got it so far, though. Up front we go, though, because these 2 battling out of the last corner, and a brilliant exit this time from Carl. Is he close enough to take a pop up the inside? I don't think so. That 32. 3 laps to go. He has a look to the inside there, sniffing a little bit there, trying to find an opportunity. Bit of a mistake there, but he's very close this time. He's closer than he's been all time around. 2 tenths now. He's close enough. I think he might try and make a move, you know. He's really close. Look at this. Brilliant exit now. Down the straight. He's going to pull to the outside. He'll have the long toe now. He's
going to do it again.
He's going to do it. We'll have the run around the outside into the skate in the night time. He's done it into the lead. Into the lead, over the curb. He won 2 deep. He's gone 2 deep. Now, fighting back through the long right-hander, and Cryptic's retaken it.
I thought he'd done the move again. Cryptic was smart to back out of that one. Carl just carried way too much speed into the inner loop. And I think he's going to be able to hold on for a little bit longer now. But Carl is just absolutely flying.
Brilliant battling here. Meanwhile, Tony and Matt still together. And these 2 look like they're going to be inseparable for a while. Let's see. Bit of a mistake there. But Tony and Matt still trying to get behind him. I do not like gap 5 tenths between those guys, and I think that might be the only opportunity potentially those have, unless those tyres can keep their Matt a bit close to the wall there. Yeah. Pushing it here, and Lee's top two still battling together. Cryptic, bit of a mistake there, and the beautiful shots here in the night time. The pure white light. We've begun almost 10 or so rounds ago in beautiful daylight, finishing in the dusk of night. And it's a good exit again from Carl, but is he close enough again to try and move into turn one? No, he's a bit too far back. Well, I say that though, he's 210, so he is on the opportunity to make a dive. But in turn one is, you just don't make opportunities in turn one. A mistake. And this is it. This is the opportunity again. He's having a look around the outside there up the hill. Has to back off there. That might compromise his line again. Slightly.
That's a cloud.
Sparks fly up there. Luckily, might not have done too much damage, but that's cost him 3 or so temps. And that looks like it's going to be that lap over, but he closes up massively into the chicane. Look how fast he is into the chicane.
Yeah, he might have a look at Cryptic. He's going to go for a slightly wider line, get a cutback, and see if he can potentially do it at the end of the straight here in towards heel corner. He gets a bit loose. You can see him fighting the car, fighting that rear end. Next time by, there'll be 2 laps to go, and this battle is far from over.
And they're still doing 46s in terms of lap time.
Cryptic sideways.
Here we go, he's going to have an opportunity here. Surely he's going to have to try and make a dive. He's going to have to try and do something there. But Cryptic covers him off. He's a bit of a very close stuff there as he goes into the braking zone. Almost like they're moving together here. He's got to have a run this time. Round the outside. Look at this. Side by side. Round the outside. He's going to give him a nudge. He's going to give him a nudge. They're going to give each other just enough room low. And he's still having a look to the inside now. Has to back off there into that corner. Very difficult stuff to do it. This is brilliant battling here on the curves. He is definitely attacking very much.
Surely this time.
34. 2 laps to go. And here we go then. He's going to have 2 more attempts if he can do it into turn 1. Wants it behind and just wait.
Yeah. Look at the Cryptic again.
He runs wide. Oh, look at this. Side by side. He's going around the outside up the hill. Is he going to do it?
He's doing it.
He's alongside. He's alongside. He's ahead. Through he goes. Cryptic's falls wide. And looks like he's too far back. He might be struggling as well with tyres. And finally, Carl does it. Cryptic could do nothing there. A mistake into turn number 1. Cost him dearly into turn number 2. And that looks to me like a finished deal. However, never say never.
Yeah, Cryptic, but he did the exact same mistake he did last lap. Just a little bit too eager on the throttle. And it looks like his tyres are just a little bit gone past their sell-by date. And Carl...
Yeah, it also looks like Matt has made a mistake because he's dropped way back from Tony. Yeah. And he's got some damage on the car.
Yeah, he's hit the wall somewhere.
Yeah, look.
And Carl immediately, he pulls a second on Cryptic, so what a move from him. Into the final lap we go in a moment.
Yeah, and he made the move for the lead, around the well, not for the lead, but around the outside into the inner loop, which is something you just don't see. And around the outside of the top of the hill is also something you don't see.
But the penalties. What are those are the penalties actually?
Oh, he's got 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
My goodness me! This has added a whole new kind of drama here.
It's not over
Carl might not win this.
He needs to pull 2 seconds in the final lap. He needs to get the gap to 2 seconds, I think.
Yeah, he needs to find.
He finds half a second.
Seconds.
No, he needs half a second.
He's got 3 seconds.
Half a second.
Yeah.
He needs a gap of 2 seconds, Evil.
But Cryptic also got 1 second. 3 minus 1, Evil.
He needs half a second in the final lap. Is it going to be tight? Can Cryptic still hold on to this? Or...
I think he can. I don't know. It does not look like he's dropping back though.
No, he's on the pace. He's got 2 litres of fuel. He's on the limit with the fuel. Carl, can he do it? Can he just snatch victory? Because he needs to do it.
1.7. Is he even going to make it? I think he's going to make it, but...
Yeah,
he's going to be really close.
He will. Right through into the shoe section is what we like to call it. He's got the gap to 1.7. It's down to 1.5. It's flitting up and down. We're coming towards sector 2. He's coming around the toll. Let's see. Carl trying to get for his 3rd victory of the season. Cryptic trying to get his 2nd victory of the season. The gap's at 1.9 as we run into the final sector. We're into the final sector here. Here comes Carl. Through the final sector, here we go, up the hill, it's over 2 seconds, but it's flitting up and down, it's not done yet. Here we go, Carl round into the final sector. I think he's just got enough, but let's see as we run into the final sector. The final 2 corners, Cryptic's backed off a lot, yeah, he's lost a lot of time, yeah, I think it's done. Here we go, Season 10 comes to an end. Here we go, round the final corner in Watkins, Glen, it looks all said and done. Carl comes across the line. He wins in Watkins Glen, we think. He comes across the line, and let's see, is Cryptic gonna get him to the line? And it is confirmed.
No, he's not.
Carl wins in Watkins Glen, and Skuld is gonna get 3rd position.
Yeah, 3rd position for Skuld.
And that's it.
And he gets that.
Season 10 is done.
He's done. Oh, almost running out of fuel as well.
He's run out of fuel,
he is
Cryptic.
out of fuel.
Yeah, that was calculated.
Skuld, look, 3rd position. Oh my goodness me! And is he going to hit the wall? Yes, he is, and out of the race. Is Ethan going to join him?
No.
In the celebrations in turn number 1? No, he's not going to do it.
That's
Jam is 5th position. Goonie comes to the line for 6th. Tony, the final 2 corners of the season.
Actually, can we have a round of applause for Tony? This is his 1st race he's going to finish all season.
Oh my god.
Tony hasn't finished a race all season long, and he's about to finish. He's done it. Finally, he finishes a race, 7th place. And last across the line is our Lord and Saviour, our league coordinator. It's Bottle Job himself, it's Matty D.
Oh.
There it is.
The 2 Jamaicans, I think. Is it Jamaica?
Yep.
I hope it is.
Yeah, it is Jamaica.
It is Jamaica. So Jamaica 1, 2, British 3, 4, Finland 5, Britain 6.
Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong.
Tony 7th.
It's Slovenia, just
Slovenia.
not Slovakia.
Matt
Slovenia.
H. Double A 9th. And CJ in 10th.
Retired.
And there's one more retirement unmentioned, and that was Marty. Disconnecting possibly or getting involved in the first lap incident together with CJ.
Matty Delo, 7nd of penalties.
How's he managed that?
That is a good question. How has he managed that?
Well, that's season 10 done. All said and done, CJ has been crowned champion, and in the end, the gap at the top of the championship is around 7 points. So it was really close in the end. But season's done, and now we move on to the 2.4 hours of Le Mans.
So, what did you think about the season overall, Evil and Soup?
Carnage. Utter carnage. Brilliant, but carnage.
Predictable in the first half. Mayhem in the second half.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of crazy battles between the Davis brothers, of course, and big battles between the Lamborghinis. I think that was a really good season to watch, and I hope I also get to commentate for next season.
Yeah, well, we'll find out in due course if we have been fired.
Well, I suppose in final words, thank you for joining us here in the beautiful, beautiful America for Season 10. We hopefully will see you in Season 11 when that takes place in a few months' time, potentially. And of course, some of us will see you in just a few weeks' time for the second part of the Triple Crown. Until then, thank you for joining us here in America. Until soon, thank you for all of us here. We'll see you next time. Ta-ra.